Hello guys, how you doing? Welcome, I'm 𝗬𝗂𝗯𝐴, and today we are going to be taking a look at some tutorials which don't currently have any practical exams or tutorials available in NAUTIS Home Ship Sim exactly. Let me just get rid of this and this, and then go back to this. Right. So there's a couple here that we haven't done yet. This is the first one, Aids to Navigation. So let's see the details. I've already subscribed to this. I've enrolled. So this is going to teach us about the different types of navigation marks, the property, of aids to navigation, the appearance of each type of navigation mark, the meaning of each mark, and how to respond. Now, there's only one that I'm aware of, and it's something that I've only become aware of very recently, and that's when you're anchored in a sailboat, they have something called the ball. And it's basically two pieces of round plastic that sort of slot in together and create a ball kind of shape from a distance, I guess. And that's to indicate that you're under anchor, you're not sailing, and therefore you are not legally responsible if somebody were to collide into you, unless, of course, somebody else who's also displaying the ball bumps into you, and then you've got there's a whole conversation to be had there. But yeah, so if somebody sails into you whilst you're displaying the ball, as it's called, I think, then you know, you have covered yourself legally because of that. So that's all I know. Pretty much that is all I know. Right, so let's it says navigation, actually. What am I talking about? I think, sorry, I was confusing that with something else. That will come in later. So take that information, store it in a little locker in your head, and in about half an hour, when we get to that point, then we can learn about that. This is about navigation. I apologize. Let's jump in and see what it says. This course is about aids to navigation, ATON or A to N. These are floating and fixed objects in and around the water to help you navigate dangerous or busy areas. Most A to Ns or navigation marks can be found on nautical charts, except that NAUTIS Ship Simulator doesn't have any accurate charts yet. But vector charts are coming by the end of 2023, and I have asked, and they have confirmed that they're coming. So it probably won't make it into my review, which is a bit of a shame. But like I say, they've only given me access to this for 1 year. And I'm not entirely sure when that year runs out. So I'm having to rush. Fingers crossed. Right. So most A to Ns or navigation marks can be found on nautical charts with all the information that you need to recognise them. The chart in NAUTIS Home is still a work in progress. Fair enough. We will keep adding elements to the chart to improve the quality. Some marks that are mentioned in this course are not yet visible on the NAUTIS Home chart, so bear that in mind. A to N properties. There are many types of navigation marks. I'm going to learn a lot here today. There are many types of navigation marks. They can have many different features by which we can recognize them. We use a standardized way to show them on the nautical chart or ECDIS. You can identify a buoy or beacon by each of these properties. Name. Most marks have a name or a number or a combination of letters and numbers to identify them. In order to read the text on a buoy, you need to be close to it. So this is one of the last properties you can check when you are sailing. While navigation marks can have many different shapes, the symbols on the chart are limited to a cylinder, cone, sphere, pillar, spar, or barrel. There are different designs of the symbols. Some are simplified for display on older computer screens. If the symbol has a small circle on the bottom, this indicates the exact location of the A to N. Okay. So what they're saying is there'll be an icon like this, or this, for example, on a chart, but where that circle is at the bottom, that is its precise location on the chart. So it's not somewhere around there, it's precisely there. Buoys are connected to a weight on the seabed with a chain. They are floating in the water, so they are displayed with a tilted symbol on the chart. Fixed beacons are connected rigidly to the ground, and their symbols stand straight. So that's floating and that's fixed. Okay, that's the first thing I've learned. Navigation marks can have one or more of these colours: green, red, yellow, black, white and blue. Some A2Ns have patterns such as horizontal or vertical stripes. But what do they mean? Does it mean anything? On top of the navigation mark, you may find shapes that can be added to make the meaning of a buoy clear. They can be redundant, but some fixed beacons are only recognisable by their top marks. To help recognition in the dark, many A2Ns have a light. The angle, sector, colour and on-off pattern of the light is displayed on the chart. Buoys may have a bell, whistle or foghorn to make you aware of their presence when visibility is limited. This feature is also indicated on the chart. Radar, beacon and AIS transponders. Some A2Ns have additional reflectors or transponders to make sure they are noticed on the radar and ECDIS screen. IALA, A and B. In 1977, the International Association of Lighthouse Authorities, the IALA, reduced the number of worldwide standards for navigation aids to 2, the IALA and A and B system. The Americas, Japan, Korea and the Philippines follow IALA-B. The rest of the world adheres to IALA-A. So, why do they have to be so bloody awkward, I wonder? The two systems are very similar. The most important difference is the direction of lateral marks. More about this in the next chapter. However, when you sail on inland waters, there might be local buoyage systems which are different than the IALA standard. For example, on European inland waterways, the SIGNI system is used. Okay, why are they being so bloody awkward? Let's just have one universal system that everybody knows and nobody gets confused. Wouldn't that be easier? Lateral marks. Okay, so this icon on the top here, this is to help you gauge whether or not it's a blue or a green buoy. I believe, this is my understanding, and I'm free to be corrected, obviously. But from a distance, you can't really tell if it's red or green. So they put these icons on the top so that you can identify them more easily from a distance. That's my understanding. I'll see if I'm correct or wrong in a moment. You can find these marks on the port and starboard side of a waterway. The safe fairway is between these marks, which usually means more depth. The colours for port and starboard make marks depend on the IALA system you are in. How flipping ridiculous is that? So they're basically the opposite. Somebody somewhere is a complete turd. Swear to God, somebody somewhere is a complete turd. Why would you just do the complete opposite of the existing system? Whoever is responsible for that is a turd. I'm sorry. That's just confusing for people. It really is. IALA upstream. Port equals red. So, okay, so it's about the flow. What if you're... what if you have... oh, God, what's it called? What if the sea changes whether or not the water's coming in or going out? Because that's going to change the upstream, isn't it? It all gets so confusing very quickly. So anyway, port red even numbers 246, gotcha. Starboard green and odd numbers 135, okay. And then IALAB is the complete opposite. Brilliant. Just to make life that much easier for everybody. The shape of the marks on either side is the same in both systems. Upstream port are cylinders and square. Upstream starboard a cone and triangle. They don't really show very well the difference, do they? Anyway, green buoys always have odd numbers, and red ones have even numbers. Numbering starts at the entrance of the water from the sea, so marks with higher numbers the further from the sea. Gotcha. Preferred channel. When a waterway is divided into two or more directions, the navigation marks will indicate this. One of the waterways is indicated as the preferred or main channel. This channel has the priority when two vessels meet. The marks at the separation point have the colour of the preferred channel and a band with the colour for the secondary channel, so they are red, green, red, or green, red, green. Got you. Right, hang on. So let me just let me just try and fathom this in my brain. In the two IA-LA systems, a situation with the preferred channel on the port side looks like this. So obviously they're different, which is going to confuse me a lot. But so this has got a red stripe. So the priority is here. No, sorry. Hang on. The priority is here on both. So ships that are coming down this preferred channel, no, that's the opposite way around, isn't it? I see. Right. So the channel, right. So yes, I got it. So the preferred channel is mostly green, which is in alignment with this, and the opposite of this. So therefore this has priority and these guys must filter in accordingly. Okay, I got it. Okay. Cardinal marks. A dangerous area that you should avoid can be marked with the cardinal mark. These marks indicate which side of the buoy you should steer clear of. The colour and top shape show where they are located relative to the danger. The shape is a pillar or a spar. Right, so I have no idea which side the danger would be looking at that, but maybe they'll tell me. They will tell me. Okay, so that's this one. So black top, yellow bottom. Top mark, two triangles pointing up. So the danger is to the north. The danger is to the west. Why is this? I'm not being funny. Why is this easier than just having two arrows pointing in the direction where the danger is? That could just be angled to the west or angled, maybe because it spins and it's not necessarily fixed. Yeah, okay, that's probably why. Okay. So east is black, yellow, black, top marking triangles pointing up and down, an egg shape. That's this one. So this is danger to the east. So you must come down the west side of that. Okay. Groovy. Safe watermark. These marks indicate an area that is safe to sail. Usually it is the start of a canal or fairway with the lateral marks. You can pass it on all sides. The mark has vertical white and red stripes. The shape is a sphere, pillar, or spar with a red circle as the top mark. Isolated danger mark. A single dangerous point below water surface, for example, a single dangerous rock, can be marked with this A to N. The mark has a black and red colour in 3 or more horizontal stripes. The shape is a pillar or spar with 2 black circles as a top mark. Ideally, you want to have all of these on a single sheet of paper so you can look at them and read them and learn them. Learning them one at a time like this is probably not going to help me much. I'm not going to remember much. I don't even remember. Oh, hang on. I do remember north. I do remember east. But I can't remember west or south on the danger marks already. So, anyway. It'd be nice if at the end they just put them all on like a presentable PDF sheet so you could print them out and read them. That would be cool. This buoy is used as a temporary mark for a new shipwreck. It stays in place until a more permanent solution is implemented. The mark has vertical yellow and blue stripes. The shape is a pillar or spar and the top mark is a cross. Okay. Special marks. I've seen these. What does it mean? Any situation that requires a mark, but that is not covered by another type, can be indicated with a special mark. You can consult the chart to learn what the mark is for. It can, for example, be used for a sailing regatta. Ah, yes, that would make sense. This buoy is yellow. It can be any shape as long as it's not the same as the lateral marks. The top mark is a yellow X. Conclusion. Now we have covered all types of buoys and beacons, we still need to explain some properties, especially the light patterns the A to N's emit in the dark. This part will be added to this course at a later time. You can test your comprehension of this subject in a short quiz. Oh, crappy crap. Right, watch me fail, guys. Because reading it is not the same. Reading it out loud to you is not the same as reading it to myself and mentally making notes of it, trust me. Which colour does a special mark buoy have? On which side should you pass this buoy? Well, thankfully, I remember it's east because of the egg shape. When you are sailing to the sea from a harbour in the USA, you are in the fairway. The buoys on your port side are... Oh, no. I knew I should have paid attention to this. So it's the opposite of what I'm used to. So... buoys on your port side, which is left, are going to be red... cylinders. Bugger. Red cones? Oh, come on. It's not going to let me answer again. I think it must be red cones then. You're sailing between lateral buoys and the number on the buoys are increasing. What can you say about your direction? I'm sailing between lateral buoys and the number on the buoys are increasing. I'm sailing away from the sea. Yep, cool. What is the shape of the top mark of an emergency wreck buoy? Ah. What is the best side to pass this buoy? Any side. It's a free-for-all. Yay! Which colour can an A to N be? Crikey. So, I don't think it's pink. I don't think it's orange. I don't think it's purple. So maybe it's blue? What does it mean when the symbol of an A to N is tilted? It means it's floating. Yeah. What should you do when you see a buoy like this? Oh, wow. I don't remember. I'm going to say avoid the area around it, but I'm not sure. Oh, okay, cool. Which buoyage system does the UK use at sea? We use the IALA A. Yeah. I thought it was B, actually. If they'd have put B there, I'd have got that wrong. But never mind. On which side should you pass this buoy if you want to stay on the preferred channel? You are sailing in Australia and heading inland. Oh, my God. On which side should you pass this buoy? Australia. So I think Australia are using the same system as Britain. So you want to stay on the preferred channel. So that would be a port side. West, east, port, starboard. Oh, hang on. On which side should you pass this buoy? On the starboard side. No! Nuggets. Reach the end of this course. We will keep updating the contents of this course for more features of A to N become available. Well, that's irritating because that's not giving me feedback on the questions I got wrong. It's not teaching me the correct answer. And I'd like to see a printout of all my answers personally, so that I can I know which areas to go back and revise, as it were. So anyway, I don't know if I failed there. I got 2 questions wrong. It's probably a pass. I don't know if you have to get 100% right. I don't know what the pass mark is. There doesn't seem to be one, in fact. But anyway, right. So aids to navigation. Oh, hang on. How do I have to unenroll? It still says in progress. Well, that's weird. Perhaps it says it doesn't say I've passed because I got the questions wrong. Right, let's flick through. Maybe it's because it's in Australia and they don't use our system. I don't know. Which countries use it? Let's have a look and see what Australia use. No, Australia do use A. So I just completely don't understand then. So it would be the opposite of this. So to stay in the preferred channel, you would stay on the starboard side. You would stay on the starboard side, right? Because that would be over here and it would be green, red, green. But in order to stay in the preferred channel, you would stay on the right, which is the starboard side. That's what I said. I'm sure I said that. Right, let's have one more go at this. Which colour does the special buoy have? Yellow. Which side should you pass this buoy? On the east. When you're sailing to the sea from the harbour in USA, you're in the fairway. The buoy's port side are red cones. Wait, no, hang on. The buoys on your port side, your left, are going to be green cylinders, cones. Bugger me. To the sea from a harbour in the USA. All right, hang on. Oh, that's probably why. So the greens will be on the left. We're sailing to the sea, so there will be red cones. Yeah. I like the way that all the answers are in a different order now. They're not the same. It's floating. Avoid the area around it. Use the IALAA. Right. On which side should you pass this boat if you want to stay on the preferred channel? You are sailing in Australia and heading inland. Right, that's important. So you're heading inland, which means that the green markers are on the left. So that will actually be on the other side. So you need to pass it on the on the port side. Yep. Okay, cool. Well, I got one question right there. Back to course overview. It says finished. Okay, so maybe it is finished. In back to courses. Refresh. Still says in progress. Whatever. We'll move on. Maneuvering 2, maneuvering 3, navigation lights. This refers back to what I was saying to you earlier. Types of navigation lights. Lights dependent on vessel length. Lights for different vessel statuses. Lights on special purpose vehicles. Let's go. This course is about recognizing vessels in the dark. All vessels are required to have lights on at night that help you to see them. Know their know their orientation and understand their status. From the lights, you can see in which direction a ship is sailing. Sorry, hiccups. If they are anchored or if they have trouble maneuvering, for example. In NAUTIS Home, you can turn on the lights of your ship by going to the signal screen. You can turn on each light individually or select the status of your ship, which will turn on the correct lights for that status. That's cool. It depends on the vessel which lights are available. A smaller ship has fewer lights, and some ships have special lights, such as fishing boats or tugs. In the top view, you can see the most common lights. The rear view shows additional lights that you can find on larger vessels. Regular navigation lights have three colours, red, white and green. For special purposes, yellow and blue lights can also be used. A flashing yellow light is only used for very fast vessels such as hovercraft and hydrofoils. Vessels are obliged to use the lights to communicate their status to others. Most ships are able to display these underway, moored or anchored, constrained by draft, aground, restricted maneuverability, making way, and not under command, making way. Smaller ships will only use underway, anchored and moored. Larger ships have the necessary lights to communicate the other statuses. We will now have a closer look at these statuses. Vessels with the special purpose will have additional statuses. Some of these will be covered in the second part of this course. Most vessels you will see will be underway. They will show a red light on their port side, a green light on their starboard side. You see, now, I've got to say, with the ILA, IA and B variant, red is always port side and starboard is always green side, so they should adhere to that, shouldn't they? And it's just ridiculous that they don't. I find that rather frustrating, I really do. Anyway, don't worry about it. I'll get over it. Most vessels you will see will be underway. They will show a red light on their port side, a green light on their starboard side, and a white light at the stern and one or two masthead lights. These navigation lights are not visible from every direction. This helps to determine from which side you are approaching a vessel. The visible arcs are shown below. Okay, interesting. So from behind, you're likely only going to see the white light. Oh yeah, exactly that. Brilliant. This means that you see the following lights when you approach a vessel from different sides. So you see red and green. That means it's coming towards you. That's going away. A vessel less than 50 meters in length does not have to have a second masthead light, so they can look like this. Got you. Motor-powered vessels under 12 meters in length are allowed to combine the two white lights on the stern and mast into one white light that is visible in all directions, except from the rear. No? Oh, I see, like this. Yeah. Vessels under 7 meters in length that cannot go faster than 7 knots are allowed to show only one white light that is visible in all directions, or if that is not available, a handheld torch that is bright enough to prevent collisions. Oh wow, interesting. Sailboats that are sailing at night, by the way, sailboats are coming into NAUTIS Home Ship Simulator. Very excited about that. But as soon as they turn on an engine, they must display the same light as a motor-powered vessel. Sailboats under 20 meters in length are allowed to combine the red and green light into one light with two colors, which they can mount on the bow, or a single light at the top of the mast, which combines all three colors. I didn't know that. That's very cool. Another option is a red light above a green light in the mast that shines in all directions. In this case, the regular red, green and white lights should also be visible. So under 20 meters. Yep, okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. A vessel that is anchored or moored must also be visible at night. A moored or anchored vessel under 50 meters can use one white light that is visible in all directions. A vessel, is that not going to be confusing though? How does that indicate that it's stationary? I don't quite get it. because you might think you're coming up behind it, mightn't you? Anyway, a vessel over 50 meters in length must use 2 white lights, of which the bow light is positioned higher than the stern. That makes sense. A vessel that is over 100 meters in length must also illuminate its deck if it has lights to do this. Vessels under 7 meters in length that are not in a location where other ships are sailing do not have to show any lights where they are anchored or moored. I'm not sure that's a bloody good idea, but whatever. Constrained by draft, CBD. A vessel that cannot change course because it is restricted by the depth of the water it is sailing in must show this to other vessels with 3 red lights in a vertical line that are visible from all directions. When you see a ship with these lights, it is probably in a fairway that it cannot deviate from. Give it enough room to continue its course. Restricted ability to maneuver, RAM. A vessel that is restricted in its ability to maneuver, for example, because it is engaged in dredging or construction activities, will show a red and white and red light. A red, white, red light. Okay. In a vertical line that can be seen from all directions. If the vessel is sailing, the lights for underway, red, green side lights, white mast headlights and stern lights are also on. Okay, gotcha. If you see a ship with these lights, you should keep enough distance so it can continue its work and the chance of a collision is reduced. Not under command, NUC. If a vessel is completely unable to steer, for example because of a rudder malfunction or engine failure, then it must show 2 red lights in a vertical line that can be seen from any direction. If it is still moving while it is not under command, it should also turn the green and red side lights and a stern light on, but not the masthead lights. If you see a ship with these lights, you should consider that it cannot respond to your actions in any way, so well clear of it. A vessel that cannot move because it has run aground must show the anchor lights and 2 red lights in a vertical line that can be seen from all directions. This is a combination of the lights of not under command and anchored. Got you. The lights that have been explained in the previous part are present on larger ships. In the following part, we will look at navigation lights that are relevant for specific cases. These lights are only available on vessels that are built for these purposes. Vessels that are towing or pushing other vessels or barges must use a yellow light visible from the stern, placed in a vertical line above the stern light. If the towing length is under 200 meters, measured from the stern of the towing vessel to the stern of the towed vessel, then the towing vessel must show 2 white masthead lights in a vertical line. If the towing length is over 200 meters, the towing vessel must show 3 white masthead lights in a vertical line. When the powered vessel is pushing or towing alongside, the yellow light is not shown, only the 2 masthead lights. When the vessel being towed is partially submerged, it should have a white light at the bow and stern. If the tow is longer than 200 meters and towed vessel is wider than 25 meters and longer than 100 meters, additional white lights must be placed on the sides so the width of the vessel is visible. The distance between the lights may not be more than 100 meters. If you see these towing vessels, remember that they are harder to maneuver, thus they might need extra space. Be aware of the total length of the towing and towed ship. Holy crumbs, there's a lot to remember. A pilot vessel on duty which is underway must show the regular red and green side lights, a white stern light, and a white love above a red light that is visible from all directions. Okay. If the pilot vessel is not on duty, it should abide by normal rules. Fishing boats have also special lights to communicate what they are doing. There are different lights for trawling and other fishing methods. A vessel trawling a net or other fishing equipment must show a green light above a white light in a vertical line that can be seen from all directions. It should be located in front of the masthead light. If the vessel is underway, it should also show the red and green side lights and white stern light. A vessel that is engaged in other fishing activities other than trawling should show a red light above a white light in a vertical line. If the vessel is underway, it should also show the red and green side lights and a white stern light. If a fishing boat is not fishing, it should abide by the regular rules. When you see a fishing boat, be aware of the nets in the water, which can be a considerable area around it. Also, when a vessel is fishing, it is harder to maneuver, so keep a safe distance. Mine sweeping. A vessel engaged in mine sweeping shows these lights. In addition to the regular underway lights, the 3 green lights that can be seen from all directions are shown. They are placed in a triangle. Officially, you are recommended to keep a distance of 1,000 meters, but if you ever see a ship with these lights, it's probably wise to stay as far away as possible. I agree. Conclusion. We have covered most vessels with the navigation lights that you could come across. For the sake of brevity, we have left out some situations. If you want to know the exact rules this course is based on, you can check the Convention of the International Regulations for Preventing Collisions at Sea, the Coal Regs, Part C, Lights and Shapes, Rules 20 to 31. Other local lighting conventions may be in effect if you sail in an inland environment. You can test your knowledge of navigation lights in the following Test Yourself quiz. Oh my God. What can I say about this sailboat? Well, it's not using its engine because it hasn't got the side lights on. It's not sailing towards me. Or is it sailing towards me? Oh, it might be sailing towards me. Yeah. That was close. I nearly said longer than 20 meters. Okay. When a ship that is underway is over 50 meters in length, what becomes mandatory? I'm tempted to click this one or this one. When a ship that is over 50 meters in length, what becomes mandatory? But I think red and green side lights are mandatory anyway. I'm going to say this one. Oh. Bugger. Was it red and green side lights? I almost clicked that. When my ship has 2 anchor lights, the bow light is white and the stern light is yellow. Oh. Oh, yes. What? When my ship has 2 anchor lights. I don't remember anything about anchor lights. I'm completely none the wiser here. The bow light is white and the stern light is yellow. No. My ship is under 50 meters in length. No. So it could be this. The bow light is placed higher than the stern light. Yeah, okay. So that's called anchor lights. I didn't realise that. Okay. So much to learn. What is this ship indicating with its lights? So it's got a red, white, red system going on. What does red, white, red mean? I'm going to say constrained by draft. Ah. Damn. Which lights do you turn on when you've lost your rudder? 2 red lights, one above each other. Yes. I only got that right because the rest are so obviously wrong. If they'd have had some similar ones, I probably got it wrong. What is this fishing boat doing? Oh. Is it trawling or another method other than trawling? I think it's trawling. It's a method other than trawling. Ah, bum. What does it mean when a towing vessel shows 3 white lights in a vertical line? Oh, its tow is longer than 200 meters. Yeah. Yeah. What is the difference in navigation lights between the status aground and not under command, not making way? What is the difference in navigation lights between the status aground and not under command and not making way? So which way are you asking me? Are you asking me... Okay, so when you're grounded, you also turn on the anchor lights. When you are not under command, you turn on 2 red lights in a vertical line. When you are not under command, you turn on the green and red side lights. I really don't know. I think when you're grounded, you also turn on the anchor lights, don't you? So it's a combination of the two. Yeah! That was pretty well worked out. The towing vessel must use a yellow light. Where is it located? Oh. A towing vessel must use a yellow light. Where is it located? I want to say at the bow? No, on the masthead or the bow. Masthead or the bow? Masthead. It must be bow, I think. How do you recognise a pilot boat if it's off duty? You can't. If it's off duty, it just adheres to... There you go. There you go. Brilliant. You have reached the end of this course. Back to the course overview. Okay. So I think we failed that. I think it's pretty clear that we failed that. But we tried. Right. Pilot cards and then sound signals. That's all that's left, guys. How long have we been doing this? Nearly an hour. I'll try and speed up a bit. So let's enroll in the pilot cards. I think I've done this, actually. Yeah. According to the International Maritime Organization, IMO, pilot cards should be present on every ship. When a pilot boards a ship, he can use it for a quick overview of the ship's properties. The pilot card contains the dimensions of the ship, the type of propulsion, speeds at different engine settings, equipment on board, etc. Pilot cards may look like this. This is a version of the standard design of the IMO from 1987, but you may find many other designs. Below you can find links to the pilot cards of all vessels in NAUTIS Home. Okay. That was a very quick one. So, probably worth having a pilot card for the ship you're currently sailing in. Let's do sound signals. This must be the last bit. When to use sound signals, which sounds are used for sound signals, the meaning of different signals, how to respond to sound signals. Okay, let's go. This course is about the sound signals that vessels can use to communicate. This is not a very modern way to let other vessels know what you are planning to do. However, all systems can fail and the horn usually remains available. Even without any equipment at all, you can still hear sound signals. International conventions describe signals that must be used by all vessels in certain situations. In this course, we will have a look at these signals and when you should use them. The signals are based on the Coal Regs Part D, which apply at sea. In land environments, different rules may apply. In NAUTIS Home, you can press the horn button below the controls to sound the horn or access the sound signals panel. Here you will see buttons with the predefined sound patterns and their meaning. Some signals need to be made repeatedly. These you can turn on and off. They will repeat automatically until you stop them. Oh, okay, interesting. The sounds that a vessel should be able to make depends on its size. A ship shorter than 12 meters in length does not need to meet any standards, but should be able to make sound if it is necessary. A handheld horn will suffice. Really? I didn't know that. That's interesting. A vessel of 12 meters or longer must have a whistle or air horn. The whistle signals that can be given consist of a short blast of 1 second symbol or a prolonged blast of 4 to 6 second symbol. There should be a pause of a second between the blasts so that they are sufficiently separated. When a vessel is 20 meters or longer, it should also have a bell. You can strike the bell or ring it. A vessel that is longer than 100 meters must also have a gong next to the whistle and bell. What? I don't believe that. Is a bell and a gong gonna do anything? Okay, under normal conditions, you can give these maneuvering and warning signals to other vessels that are in sight or close enough to hear it. 1. I'm altering my course to starboard. 2 dots. I'm altering my course to port. 3 dots. I am operating astern propulsion, so I'm backing up. In a narrow channel or fairway, vessels need to communicate about overtaking. So Too long, one short, I intend to overtake you on your starboard side. Too long, too short, I intend to overtake you on your port side. Okay, interesting. Long, short, affirmative. After the signals for overtaking, the vessel that will be overtaken confirms the proposed side for overtaking with this signal. We need this in the sim. The next signals are not limited to narrow channels or fairways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots. Disagree. I do not understand your intentions, or a collision warning because other vessels do not seem to take sufficient action to avoid a collision. Approaching a bend is one long toot. When a vessel cannot see around an obstruction, it can use this signal to announce this approach. This signal can also be used to call for attention or let others to know that you are departing. Restricted visibility. When visibility is limited during day or night, for example in thick fog, these signals are mandatory. One long blast, a vessel is underway. The signal must be given at least once every 2 minutes. 2 long blasts, a vessel underway but stopped, also every 2 minutes. Long blast with 2 dots. This signal applies to many types of vessels that can't easily change their course, vessels that are not under command, restricted ability to maneuver, ram, constrained by draft, fishing, sailing, pushing or towing. Being towed, 1 long blast and 3 short blasts. This signal should be given shortly after the signal of the towing vessel. An anchored vessel under 100 meters length must ring the bell for approximately 5 seconds every minute. Bloody hell. An anchored vessel of more than 100 meters in length will ring the bell at the bow of the vessel and then sound the gong at the stern of the vessel, both for about 5 seconds every minute. A vessel under 100 meters that has run aground must hit the bell 3 times, ring the bell for 5 seconds, and hit the bell 3 times again. It should do this every minute. Bloody hell. How would you... You'd have to have more than one person on board, wouldn't you? A vessel over 100 meters that has run aground must hit the bell 3 times, ring the bell for 5 seconds, hit the bell 3 times, and sound the gong for 5 seconds. It should do this every minute. Dot dash dot. To warn oncoming traffic for the risk of a collision, this horn signal can be given in addition to the bell and gong. A pilot vessel can give this signal after any signal for identification. 4 dots. That's during restricted visibility. To ensure the sound signal you send is noticed by other vessels, you combine it with light flashes. These signals are described only for the first 3 during normal conditions. I'm altering my course. I am altering my course to port. I'm operating astern propulsion. A flash should be 1 second with 1 second interval between flashes. The lights must be an all-round white light visible from at least 5 nautical miles. Here we go. If my ship is 80 meters long, which equipment do I need to give sound signals? I think if it's 80, over 50 meters, under 100, it's just a horn. Or is it a horn and a bell? And a drum? And a guitar? And a lead singer? Is it just a horn or is it a horn and a bell? I think horn is for... I'm going to say horn and bell. Yeah. How long should a long horn blast last? How long should a long horn blast last? I actually don't remember. Exactly 3 seconds makes sense to me. No? Okay. When do you use a bell? When sailing a ship under 50 meters is sailing in restricted visibility. Yeah, that one. No? Oh God, I'm rubbish at this. When you hear this, what are you going to do? Right. Dash dash dot. So, oh God, I remember what it is. It's overtaking on, I think, port side. So I'm going to steer to starboard to make room for another vessel. No? I'm absolutely crud at this. When you are underway and thick fog starts forming, which sound signals are you going to send? One short blast. One long blast every minute. Yeah. Your ship of 120 meters long is anchored in restricted visibility. Which sound signals do you use? A bell at the bow and a gong at the stern? Oh, that was a good guess. When you want to overtake a ship in front of you in a canal on the port side, which sound signal do you send? See, I thought it was... two long blasts and two short blasts. Yep. Can I use the 𝗂𝗄𝐬𝐺 sound signals everywhere in the world? Yes. Oh, no, it's only at sea. Correct. How can you let other ships know that your propulsion is running astern? Ooh. Three seconds long blast on the horn. No? I genuinely don't know. When you are sailing in restricted visibility, what does it mean when you hear a gong at your left and a bell at your right? It's closing time. No. Let me see here. A gong at your left and a bell at your right. I'd say you're near the... right, yes, okay. So, the gong is at your left and the bell is at the right. So the bell is the front of the ship. So we are starboard side of a large vessel. Yeah! Okay, cool. You have reached the end of this course. There are more ways to send signals to other ships. Other courses will become available when their functions are implemented in NAUTIS Home. Brilliant. So, yeah, lots of great courses there. Clearly, I have some learning to do. There are areas that I'm okay in. There are areas that I just literally have just started learning in, like right now. Got lots of questions wrong. I really think it could be dealt with better so that at the end of the questionnaire, it shows you which questions you got wrong. Maybe gives you a PDF printout of your answers or something. I don't know. But, yeah, that aside, it could be improved, but that aside, I think it's very comprehensive and very useful and informative as well, which is fantastic. And that concludes all of the current available courses on NAUTIS Home Ship Simulator. I really wanted to cover them all so that anyone who's interested in maybe picking up NAUTIS Home Ship Simulator can see what level of detail they're operating at. I shall continue uploading as many videos as I can, but like I say, my subscription is about to run out and I can't even afford £5 a month. I'm that broke, genuinely. So unless they hook me up with an additional key for another year, I can only make videos for as long as my subscription lasts. And genuinely, I don't know when it started. I think it was around October, November time. So that's why I'm trying to get everything done as quick as I can. I think NAUTIS Home Ship Simulator has evolved quite nicely over time. There are twice as many courses available as there were at the beginning. It's about it's about 7 months old now. So it's coming up for its first year. And we should have charts in the next 2 months. So that's a massive step forward. And it's really going to just change the whole experience. Right now, it's a little bit of a free-for-all. Nothing really matters. You know, you don't have to adhere to any of the buoys or anything like that. Obviously, if you go outside of them, you're going to run aground. But the fact is, they're not particularly in the right place anyway, so I've heard. So, yeah, big changes coming, but already lots of positives that I can report on. And hopefully I've showcased all of that. Not all positives, I hasten to add. There are some issues. The subscription model, which I'm not very favourable with. But yeah, on many ways, I mean, this is by far the most authentic and realistic ship simulation system for home users that I have ever seen, and on the most part it just blows my mind how good it is. Any questions, queries, thoughts, concerns, your opinions, please do share them in the comment section below and hit the like button if you've enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Goodbye for now.